Back pain, if you've ever had it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It can be anything from this dull, annoying ache to a sharp, searing pain that just stops you in your tracks. It's one of the most common things out there, but what if our very first instinct, the one thing we all do to treat it, is actually completely wrong? All right, let's get into it.
Just listen to this. This comes from Helid, who's a doctor herself, and even with all her medical training, she's suffered from back pain for 8 years. 8! Her story is just so relatable, isn't it? That feeling of being totally worn down, where even simple things like getting out of bed become a struggle. It's frustrating, and honestly, it can feel pretty lonely.
So when your back is screaming at you, what does every fiber of your being tell you to do? Lie down, right? Stop moving. Protect it. It just feels like the most logical thing in the world. But today we're going to challenge that instinct. Because what if that old advice is the very thing that's been holding you back?
First things first, let's get one thing straight. Back pain is incredibly common. Just about everyone deals with it at some point. And for most people, it gets better on its own. The most important thing to know is that pain is rarely a sign that something is seriously or permanently damaged. Just understanding that can help dial down the fear that so often makes the pain feel even worse.
And to really get over that fear, we have to completely change how we think about our backs. We tend to picture the spine as this fragile tower of blocks, just waiting to topple over. But the reality? Your spine is an absolute masterpiece of natural engineering.
I mean, just look at it. The spine is this powerful, flexible column. It's not weak, it's a core structure that's designed for movement. It's supported by this amazing network of bones, cushions, tough ligaments, and strong muscles. It's built to bend, to twist, and to carry you through life.
The foundation of this whole structure, these things called vertebrae. You can think of them as 24 interlocking building blocks, stacked one on top of the other. And their main gig is to act like a tough protective armor for your spinal cord, which is basically the information superhighway for your entire body.
And slotted between each of those bony blocks, you've got these incredible little shock absorbers called discs. They're kind of like tiny, super tough jelly cushions. They're what give your spine its flexibility and let it handle all the impact from walking, running, and jumping. They are literally designed to move and even bulge a little. So what's the bottom line here? Let's boil it all down. Your back is not fragile. It is not a house of cards. Your spine is one of the most resilient, strongest structures in your entire body. We really need to stop treating it like it's made of glass and start trusting just how tough it really is. Okay, so we've established that the back is this powerhouse built for movement. So what's the #1 golden rule for managing pain when it strikes? Well, this is the big one. This is where we bust that old myth once and for all. Here it is. The old way of thinking was that rest protects your back, that it lets it heal. But what we know now is that the exact opposite is true. When you lie in bed for days, those important supporting muscles get weaker and stiffer, and that can actually make the pain last longer and leave you more open to problems down the road. This quote absolutely nails it. The golden rule is to keep moving. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but gentle activity won't harm your back. In fact, it's precisely what it needs. Movement gets blood flowing, it reduces that awful stiffness, and it keeps those all-important support muscles strong. Okay, so keep moving is the goal. Awesome. But what does that actually look like in real life? What are the practical things you can do to manage the pain and get on with your day? Let's build your personal toolkit. The best kind of exercise is simply one you actually enjoy and will do. It doesn't have to be super intense. A gentle walk, swimming where the water supports you, or the focused movements of yoga and Pilates, they're all fantastic options. The key is just to start gently and build up from there. And you can start right in your own living room. Simple stretches just like this one, a gentle knee roll, can do wonders for easing stiffness and getting some mobility back in those lower back muscles. It's all about encouraging gentle, controlled movement, not about forcing anything. Of course, preventing a flare-up in the first place is a huge win, and a lot of that comes down to how we move every day. When you're lifting something, just remember these simple things. Bend your knees and use the power in your legs. Let your spine move naturally, and keep the load close to you. It's not about keeping your back perfectly stiff and straight. It's about moving it smartly. And beyond exercise, you've got other allies in your corner. For short-term relief, over-the-counter painkillers can take the edge off enough to help you stay active. Heat from a heat pack or a warm bath is amazing for soothing stiff muscles. Ice can help calm down inflammation. And remember this mantra, your next posture is your best posture. So just keep changing positions. Now, while you can manage most back pain yourself, it is absolutely vital to know when it's time to get a professional involved. Think of these as the essential safety nets in your recovery plan.
So, a pretty good rule of thumb is to see a doctor if the pain is just really severe, if it isn't getting any better after a few weeks, or if it's seriously getting in the way of you living your life. They can help figure out what's going on and point you toward more specific treatments if you need them.
Okay, and this is crucial. I need you to really listen to this part. These symptoms are very rare, but they are major red flags for a serious condition that needs immediate medical attention. If you experience any of these things, trouble with your bladder or bowels, numbness in the saddle area, or serious leg weakness, you need to see a doctor the same day or go straight to the emergency department. No waiting.
I really want to leave you with this powerful thought from Zai. She found her way through terrible sciatica, and her story really highlights a huge piece of the recovery puzzle, your mindset. Believing you can get better and taking an active role in your own recovery, well, that's half the battle right there.
So just remember, your back is not your enemy. It's a strong, incredible part of you that was literally built to move. The old advice to just rest in bed is out. The new understanding is that motion is lotion for your spine. So the only real question left is, how are you going to move today?